Good morning, legends, and welcome back to the vlog. Today's gonna be a full day of training, eating 4,200 calories, showing you my morning routine, and just absolutely getting after it, going to a Celtics game later. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. The first thing we always do is wake up, get 30 ounces of water in. So I also like to put electrolytes in there. I either use Transparent Labs Hydrate, or I just literally take this sea salt grinder, see if I can get it open, and just bing, 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 bing. And then there's salt in my water. So don't make excuses that you can't get sodium in. Literally just put sea salt inside your water. Now, the next step is to get morning sunlight directly in our eyes. So lately when I've been coming out here in the morning, I've been doing a lot of footwork and I've been doing a lot of jumps just so I can kind of get my body moving and my body woken up. So what I notice is when I start to do jumps earlier in the morning, just like little jumps like this, it activates my nervous system and gets me fired up almost immediately. I think a big thing for most people is they literally wake up and they're like, feel terrible no matter what. So the biggest thing I can recommend is just get some morning sunlight. If you wake up and it's pitch black, then literally you can still jump and then just get sunlight when it comes up. But definitely get that electrolyte intake in with that water and delay caffeine intake until like an hour after you sleep. After you wake, I should say. It's definitely harder as hell to do this, but it works. Also, don't give a shit what anyone thinks. The biggest superpower is being weird, being different, because remember, weird wins, so do whatever it takes to get to where you want to go. If the people that are around you are watching you thinking you're doing some weird shit, then you're probably doing the right thing, and it's gonna move you towards success. So next time you have a feeling that you feel awkward or odd, reframe that in your mind to, I'm doing the weird things to allow me to win. And then when I go outside, obviously I throw the eggs in the pan so those cook while I'm outside. Also recently I've been thinking about doing mobility in sprints. So like when you have a tight window in the morning, say 10 to 15 minutes, but there is some downtime, whether it be cooking or doing whatever, just literally get up next to like your counter and do some T-spine extension work just like this. Like think about all the time that's wasted that you could technically be doing some mobility. Like that's the biggest thing that most people I work with say. They're like, oh, I don't have time to do mobility. Like just banging out in sprints throughout your day. Just want to stretch out your quads, just like this, bang, bang. Just do like literally 30 seconds on each leg, 30 seconds of T-spine work. Put your elbows up here, do T-spine work like this. It's really not that difficult, guys, to do certain work. You just got to make the time for it, and the best time to do it is to fit it in between the things that you're already doing. Or you're probably never gonna do it. That's why I like to do mobility at night when I'm watching a game or TV, because it's very easy, but people just neglect it, and that's why they feel like shit and are always in pain. Also, a lot of the times in the morning when I'm getting ready or just kind of doing whatever, I throw on a podcast. Recently I've been listening to Alex Hormozi on Lewis Howes. It's an old one, but it's definitely very good. And it just talks about how to invest in the S&P 500, not the S&P 500 first, right? Obviously you want to invest your money in, but the point is, so many people never do invest in themselves. They never invest in the skills. They never get that coach. They never take that leap. They never take that risk. And that's why they stay like this their entire life. We're all going to die, so might as well make your life as amazing and as tremendous as possible. Because like at the end of the day, if you don't take that risk to invest in a skill, then you may never see the abundance that so many other people have seen in their lives. So I think the biggest thing that I always recommend to everyone is just take the risk, take the jump, because once you see it and once you see the other side, you realize there's a whole world of possibilities that you were neglecting for so long. So invest in you, invest in your health, invest in your body, invest in skills. Don't just save all your money and like hoard it, and then it's never gonna grow exponentially because you don't have the skills and resources to exponentially grow that money. So S&P 500, then the S&P 500. And of course you already know the drill. We got 3 whole eggs, 12 ounces of Yukon Gold potatoes, 20 grams of Oikos protein yogurts. Key lime, had that the other day, literally fire. I was like, holy shit, this is an unlock. And then I go to the grocery store this past weekend, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get some key lime again. Of course, no key lime. And then they only had the 15 G'ers. I'm like, Sick. All right, that's awesome. And then we got our blueberries, and then we'll be sipping on some water. So housing this down because consistency wins. I literally eat the same thing every day. I say that all the time. You guys probably are sick of me saying all the consistent shit, but it does work, and I know it will make me feel good because I got a threshold run this morning. All right, now the last thing we do before we head up to session number 1, which is a lactate threshold run, definitely gonna be a tough one, but we're gonna take our supplements. I'm now taking Mag AM from Transparent Labs. This is magnesium L-threonate, and then we got cortisol balance, which kind of helps with like anxiety and regulating levels. Then we got some biotin from Thorne, hair health, nail health, etc. Then some vitamin D plus K. Always take vitamin D when it is paired with K, guys. And then if you want to take L-threonate, do that in the morning, and Mag L-threonate, and then do magnesium bisglycinate at night. And that's what I found works super well. And then the biggest thing that I take during my training sessions, besides creatine, obviously 5 grams of creatine every day, is this carb powder and then these electrolytes from Transparent Labs. The carb powder is just really good. It's a fast digesting carb source called clustered dextrin that you can drink throughout your entire session, and it will keep your glycogen stores replenished. So you know when you feel like that like lethargic, like sluggish feeling during a workout, it's because you're not fueled enough and your glycogen stores are depleted. So get on the clustered dextrin game, especially during cardio sessions, strength sessions, any session honestly, and it will be huge for you. And then the last thing we do before we finally head to the gym is strengthen our glute med. So our glute med right here pretty much is the most important thing for like eliminating back pain and strengthening the back. So a lot of times what happens is the QL gets brought to end range because we have weak glute meds. So what I like to do is every morning, 2 sets of 10 of sideline clamshells like this. Really feel it in the side of your ass. And then you're gonna roll over and then do this. I've had back injuries so much that like this seems hardo as hell to do, but if I don't do this, it will continue to act up, and that is not what we want. So just hammer the little things and it will go a hell of a long way. 30-minute threshold run complete. So what we did was a warm up, what I showed you, some footwork, and then the threshold run was 10 minutes of zone 2, 10 minutes of zone 3, 10 minutes of zone 4. Ended up around like a 7:25 pace for the last 10 minutes. But it's kind of crazy, my feet absolutely kill when I've been running lately. I got Hoka's and my feet were killing me. Now I just got Saucony's and my plantar fascia just is killing me. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do to make that better. If you guys got any suggestions on what shoes I can do or how I can warm up better to prevent that, it'd be greatly appreciated. So now we crushed that, and now we're going to go home and hop on calls. All right, we are currently back home. We got calls for like the next 4 or 5 hours, so that's cool. And if you want to book a call with me to talk about coaching and goals, etc., the link is in the description. But I want to show you guys what these shoes I have are currently, or what shoes I'm currently using. The Hurricane 24 Saucony's. Got these last week or something. I know I probably need to give them a chance and break them in more, but it's pretty nuts. Even when I walk, I feel like plantar fascia pain. And then when I have my Metcons on, I don't feel that at all. So I'm trying to warm up my feet like crazy. So I'm just trying to figure out what it is that's causing me to have the plantar fascia issues, because it's to the point where like my leg goes numb. So definitely don't want that. Not my leg, but like my foot goes numb. So any recommendations would be greatly appreciated. So right now, what I do, I optimize the schedule, I optimize my system. So I train in the morning, then I have calls for like a few hours, and then I also work. And then I go back for session number 2, and then I work some more. Tonight's a little different, we're going to the Celtics game, but I can't stress enough how important systems are. You rise and fall to the level of your systems. So if you guys are kind of like feeling chaotic and you feel like, oh, I can't do certain things, you can do certain things. You just aren't time blocking efficiently. What I want you guys to do is a kind of almost like a homework assignment, is to go on Google Calendar and plug in whether your school schedule, your work schedule, your kids' games with your work schedule, plug in those times and then build around those times to invest in you and give time to you. Because if you're constantly running around with your head cut off trying to please everyone else but you, then you're doing all the wrong things. You must take care of yourself before you can take care of others. Knowing that you've hit a hard training session, knowing that you've done amazing things, gives you so much more joy when you are going to class, when you're going to work, when you're going to spend time with your kids. So take care of yourself, get your you time in so you can show up for others. Systems. 5 calls done and dusted. Pretty crazy having calls with people from literally all around the world. And it's also really cool to see like the growth of my business, my training business. Just like, even like 6 to 10 months ago, I was booking 1 to 10 calls a month, and now I can book like 100 calls a month. So like, it just goes to show that if you stay consistent and you just keep hammering away and improving your systems and routines, you're going to always get better. I think it like, people just kind of get to the point where they're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do, and they just give up. But they're so close to actually achieving what they're doing. They just don't realize how difficult things actually are. Like, becoming successful, making certain amounts of money is very difficult. Achieving a 405 squat's very difficult. It takes time, and if you just learn from people that have done it before you and like invest into them so you can grow yourself, you start to like unlock so much more possibility. So it's definitely cool, definitely an amazing experience, and a lot of it's thanks to you guys and picking up this camera. And it's also wild talking to people from all different parts of the world, like Alaska, Canada, Australia, South America, different parts of the United States, Europe. It's just crazy to think like we're all so connected via social media and like the world now that anyone has access to achieve whatever they want. It's just like, you just gotta do it. And it's so cool to see like people trying to optimize all over the world and just get better. I love it, I love it, I love it. But now we're crushing some bison and rice. Then gonna go work a little bit more and to make our supplements for session numero dos. Bison and rice crushed. Now we're taking down the peach mango bulk pre-workout. Absolutely elite. Oh fuck. Don't you love when you just spill shit everywhere? I make sure I do this every single day before all my training sessions because I schedule it into my routine. Now obviously most people can't be in their kitchen making their supplements, but that's why you prep a lunchbox. So I got my protein powder in this little thing right here. I got my packs of electrolytes. Then you can also put your electrolyte pack in the lunchbox. Then I have my applesauce for snacks. And then I have my banana. Gonna be very easy to do it when you prep and plan and put it in the lunchbox. I know it seems like, and also you guys are gonna save so much money. Do you know how much money is wasted by people going to Chipotle like 4 times a week with like 20 bucks a pop? Like, just prep, meal prep, get your snacks in your lunchbox and you're gonna save way more money. So that's my little spiel about saving money and trying to just be organized and be optimized and take pride in it. Like, you know those people like when you go up to them, they're like, oh, you're such a hardo, you work out, you go to the gym, you train. And you're just like, yeah, man, like doing the right things. Like, I don't know why that's a problem. Like, that happens a lot in my life. I'm sure it happens in your life too. And you just gotta embrace that. Embrace being different, embrace being the hardo, because that's how you get ahead in life. You don't get ahead by being the dude that doesn't give a shit about nothing. Like, embrace being hardo, embrace being the guy that preps stuff, embrace being the guy that meal preps, embrace being the coach that's into it, into the game. Embrace everything that you're doing. So, be the hardo, be the planner, you're gonna see results. Now we're off to session number 2. push press. Pretty easy. Could have gone up a little more. Felt a little bit of like, obviously weakness at the end, the last rep, but that's fine. And then we're gonna try to do 265 for 2 on piss jerk, and then build to like something moderately heavy on split jerk. So we definitely pre-fatigued myself a little bit with that push press and then into that push jerk double. So typically I would want to hit like 315 for an 8 out of 10 RPE, but we did 305. And as you can see, I got a little stuck at the top, but realistically I just wanted to stabilize so I can get back up instead of like pretty much not stabilizing and then dropping it. So overall, pretty good. Now we got some cleans, some snatches. So we just banded some barbell cycling work. Every 130 for 9 minutes. We did 3 power cleans, 3 hand power cleans, and then 3 shouldered overhead. Had to be unbroken. The cleans went well, then the snatches, my hands ripped. So around the 5th or 6th set, I was pretty toast. I did 60 toes to bar, 60 chest to bar, and 40 bar muscle ups yesterday, so my hands are absolutely destroyed. So I'm trying not to rip them too much. Now we have some handstand walk work, and then I believe some rope climbs, and then we are out. So we just got home, but got ready to go to a Celtics game ASAP. Came home for like the last 20 minutes and just literally checked up all on my emails and texts and from clients and future clients. So got that all done. And it's always a lot when I go to the gym because I don't try to work when I'm at the gym. So besides filming content, so there's always a ton of messages to come back to, which I'm very grateful for. But now I am making my protein shake, and then I'm going to fuel with that applesauce. And then I will take you on the ride to the Garden. Celtics playing the Heat tonight. Celtics are unreal. Heat are competing for a playoff spot. Should be good. Going with my father, so that'll be good. So, gonna drink the shake up, go shower, then I'll show you the fit, which is gonna be not that crazy before we go. All right, 10-minute shower, dripped up to the max, Lulu t-shirt, jeans, complete dad look. Completely kidding. Definitely not dripped out to the max. But gonna crush another applesauce. Got sent these masa chips, pretty good. Gonna crush a few of these, no seed oils, just pretty much potatoes and salt. So gonna crush some of these, and then we're gonna head off. So I'll take you along the journey. Let's go. All right, we have made it to the Boston Garden. Now we gotta find out a place to get good food that doesn't cost an absolutely tremendous amount of money and that actually tastes good and is nutrient dense. Gonna be tough, but we should get it done. Decent, not terrible. All right, legends, we just got back from the Celtics game. Pretty much had that roast beef sandwich and then a slice of pizza. Didn't taste too great. Thought I was gonna throw up after like the first 5 minutes, but I think I just overate. I was starving, so that was the best we could find. It was either like chicken tenders and fries, hot dog, or roast beef sandwich and pizza, so had to go with that. Not super optimal, but we got it done. And then now we are wrapping up the vlog, and we finished off the day with a 16.3 day strain, and yeah, it's been a great day of training, great day of work, great time watching the Celtics lose by 20. Yeah, so the day went great. I will catch you guys in the next vlog. As always, I appreciate all your love and support. You guys mean the world to me. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.